Hi guys, as we've got an upcoming episode on education and there's lots of debates online about math questions, I thought I'd do a quick video on one. So, hope you enjoy.
Hi guys, this is the Brit here from Yankee and the Brit. This is kind of an aside from what our normal thing is, but there's a lot of debate over some maths questions online. So the one in particular that I'm going to talk about is 8 divided by 2 bracket 2 plus 2. Now a lot of people online seem to believe that the answer to this is 16. Part of the reason they believe that is because when they put it into the calculator, they get the answer 16. They also believe that you do divide before you do multiply. So what they believe is that the question is actually this: 8 divided by 2 equals 4, and 4 times 4 equals 16. Now, I'm going to prove to you algebraically why this is incorrect. And for an answer to be correct, it must stand up to being put algebraically. It also, I can prove to you why, if the answer is possibly 16, then it's equally correct to say the answer is 4. And by doing the same order of operation, but just by removing a common number out of the bracket. So if that's true, it can't possibly be 16 because you can't have two correct answers to the same one. But first, I'm going to start by doing it algebraically. So let's assume that x equals 2. So what we're going to do is 8 divided by x bracket x plus x. Now, every single one of these is going to be a correct equation. So if I want, I can put that x back into the bracket. This is what algebra teaches us. You can put things in and out, expanding the brackets. So 8 divided by bracket x squared plus x squared. So if I decide I'm going to put my 2 back into this equation, at this point, I get 8 divided by bracket 2 squared, which is 4, plus 2 squared, which is 4, which the answer would equal 1. I can also, rather than expanding the brackets, I can say that 8 divided by x plus x is 2x, times x is 2x squared. So if you were to do the order of operation with 2x squared, the answer would equal 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8. So the answer again would equal 1. So at this point, and this point, putting 2 back into our equation should give us the same answer. If it does not, then we're making a mistake in our order of operation. So this proves the answer algebraically must be 1. This one in particular is where it becomes most obvious, because that is a correct manipulation of that equation, and yet there's no number on the outside. So we know that that cannot be the correct order of operation unless we were to have brackets around this. Interestingly, I think if I wrote this equation, which is absolutely correct, in this form, no one would think the answer was 16. And that is absolutely correct, again, because it could also be the same as, let's just erase that. It could also be the same as, again, algebraically, x bracket x plus x, or 8 over x squared plus x squared, all in brackets. Again, all of these are true and correct, and they all equal 1. Now, the other way I'm going to prove to you the answer could also equal 4 if the order of operation meant that it could equal 16. And the reason for this is if you have 2 plus 2 in brackets, what you can do with any form of brackets is you can remove the common number and bring it to the outside, which is how we got the 2 outside in the first place. But for this to be correct, if you remove the 2, you get 2 bracket 1 plus 1 if you do this. So putting that into our regular initial equation, which is 2 bracket 2 plus 2, If we decide we're going to remove the 2's from this equation, we get 8 divided by 4 bracket 1 plus 1. This is exactly the same equation. You can take this number in, or you can take these numbers out, whichever you want, because that's how manipulation of brackets works. So the answer to this equation, assuming that this is the correct order of operation, which gave us the 16, you would have 8 divided by 4, which equals 2, and then times 1 plus 1, which equals 2. So the answer, if the order of operation was this, could also equal 4, which again isn't possible because you can't have 2 correct answers. If you have 2 correct answers, then you must be making a mistake in your order of operation. To further this, I'll just write this algebraically. So if you had x plus x, y, for instance, for each of these, you can remove the x. So it'd be x1 plus y. That is the same. That is how we simplify our brackets. And that is why we know that if it was 2 plus 2, we can remove the common, bring it outside, and get 2, 1 plus 1. Because that will go into there, that will go into there. It's simple expanding of brackets. You can also contract the brackets. So if we take this with our original equation, and we have this part of the equation, and we decide we're going to expand our brackets, which is the correct thing we can do, then 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 there is 4. These are the same 2 equations. Alternatively, you can take the common numbers out again if you wanted, and that's where you can get 4, 1 plus 1, or you can take 2 out, and that's where you can get 2 bracket 2 plus 2. All of these mean exactly the same thing. There is no circumstance where any of these do not equal 8. None of these can possibly not equal 8. For it to be true that 8 divided by 2 bracket 2 plus 2, which equals 16, this part of the equation would have to equal 0.5, but it doesn't. Having 8 divided by this does not change the answer to this. It is always going to equal 8. The thing that's important to remember from this video is that what's outside the brackets should always be able to be moved in and out of the brackets for the order of operation to be correct. If the answer is anything that does not work when manipulating the brackets, expanding or contracting, then the answer cannot be correct. Brackets come first in the order of our operation. Now, divide and multiply, it actually shouldn't matter which way around you do them, as long as you've done these operations first. They should always give you the same answer. So this is the Brit. I probably will do some more of these videos if there's some more confusing ones that come up. Just try and prove that they're correct. Again, solving them algebraically, because if it doesn't stand up to algebra, it cannot be the correct answer. Thanks for watching. I hope that clarifies it for some people. Again, I'm sure a lot of you will still disagree with that, even though solving it algebraically means that the answer can't possibly be 16. But there you go. So if you want to have an argument with me, you might as well go in the comments, because that's what YouTube's all about. Thank you very much for watching. And in the future, if there's any more of these questions, feel free to put those in the comments, and I will do another video about them, and then subscribe to our channel. And I'll make sure that I try and perform these operations for you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Also, if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe and you'll be able to see our episode on education, in which we'll be comparing the British and American education system. Whether you think I'm right or not might make you decide whether or not you think the British or American system is best.